All right, physics students, so we are going to do the follow-up questions for the Powerhouse Lab. The two most important ones I want you to understand are these two, and even more important than the second one is the first one. So let's go ahead and solve this problem together. We've got Hulky and Bulky, so I'm going to put Hulky and Bulky's information here. First of all, it says Hulky can lift a mass of 100 kilograms, a distance of 2 meters, and he can do it in 3 seconds. Bulky can lift a mass of 200 kilograms, and the distance is 5 meters, and the time would be 20 seconds. So what it's asking us to calculate is who has the greater power. I'm just going to write out the equation for power first. Power is work over time. Work is change in energy. So power is change in energy over time. Now, energy in this scenario, since a box is being lifted, is gravitational potential energy. And so what we're really looking for is a change in gravitational potential energy over time, which is equal to mgh. Now, we'll go ahead and plug in our values. So power is equal to m, 100, g of 9.8, and the height is equal to 2 meters. This is all divided by 3 seconds, and plug it all into your calculator, and you get a power of 653 watts. Now, it's easy to get work and watts confused, so I'm just going to write out watts as in words so that you don't get them confused. For Bulky, we've got power equals 200 mgh times 9.8 times a height of 5 divided by time, which is 20 seconds. Plug all that into your calculator, and you get a power of 490 watts. All right, so between the two, the winner would be Hulky. He has more power. All right, let's go on to the next problem. We've got the Grizzly. It starts at 5 meters and is raised to 45 meters. So I've got two different height values here. And then we've got a mass of both the train and the passengers of 2,500 kilograms. We're ignoring friction, so no energy is lost. And we are trying to determine the power of the motor. So this is our unknown. Our power is equal to work divided by time. Again, the Grizzly is being raised, so we are looking for a change in energy, which in this case is gravitational potential energy. And our gravitational potential energy starts at a height of 5 meters and goes up to a height of 45 meters. So we don't want to just plug in 45 as the height, but we really want the change in height. So we're going to, instead of mgh, we're going to call it mg delta h to get the change in height over time. So plug in those values, 2,500 times 9.8 times a change in height of 45 minus 5 meters all over 25 seconds. Plug all that into your calculator and you get 39,200 watts. The problem is they actually want us to calculate this in horsepower. And 746 watts equals 1 horsepower. So what you want to do here is take your 39,200, and if you multiply 1 horsepower by 746 watts, you will get your value in horsepowers. So this one would turn out to be 52.5 HP. So this is our answer for question number 2. Question number 3, A and B, these are focused on analyzing units. So if we get a monthly bill, the units that they're going to give us in our bill is kilowatt hours. Well, now that we know what watts and time units are, we can figure out what this unit is actually representing. And our first question is to see, does it represent energy or does it represent power? So let's turn these units into the actual variable. Watt represents power. Hour is obviously time. Power can be represented as work over time. And if you multiply that by time, you'll notice that the time actually cancels out. So if the unit kilowatt hours represents work, then we know that work is also a change in energy. So this would be our answer for 3A. The last one is, how many joules does your 1600 watt blow dryer transfer if you dry your hair for 5 minutes? So here are the clues. We've got watts, that represents power. We've got time, that represents, that's represented in minutes, so we want to take that into consideration. And then we are solving for joules, which is an energy. So we need to figure out what that energy is. And it's also representative of work. So let's go ahead and convert this 5 minutes into seconds. So obviously 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. The minutes cancel out, and you end up with 300 seconds. We're solving for energy or work, and we know that our power equals work over time. So if I plug in 1600 is equal to work divided by 300 seconds, all I have to do is multiply these two together, and I end up with work being equal to 480,000 joules. And that's it. All right, everyone. Good luck on studying up for your test. If you have any questions on this or anything else, feel free to contact me.